Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the Altcoin show, coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. And of course, depending on where you are tuning in from around the world, it could be Christmas, like the Down Under, the Australians, the New Zealanders. Give me a shout out, because it's already Christmas in your time zone. So I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. And of course, some of the other Pacific Islands may also be experiencing Christmas at this time. And so Merry Christmas to all of you out there experiencing. You're a day ahead here, and we're going to have some Merry Christmas fun soon enough. So today we're going to talk about what is the next move for altcoins. Is it a time to buy now? Is alt season coming? Is that still coming in January? What are some of the altcoins that are best to be in? There's some entries. We're going to look at all of those questions and more, and we're going to chart as many altcoins as we can, including some of your favorites out there. So before we do that, of course, smash that like button. This does help get this channel out to more people and does help to support the channel. And I do appreciate all the kind words that some of you leave in the comment section below. You take the time to write it. I take the time to read it and appreciate it. Thank you so much. And those that put questions in the comment section, I do look to get back to those as soon as I am able to. If you would like to engage with me directly in the Stocks with Josh Discord, right below in the description, you might have to click the more button there. It'll drop down, and there are a couple of links there where you can get signed up with some of the most amazing people on the planet. In the crypto channel there daily, I am engaging with people, and the meme coin channel, aka the party zone, as well as my own Crown Traders channel there, where I give education, insight, resources, some of my trade setups, and of course entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And also below in the description is a link to my X handle, formerly Twitter, of course, where you can connect with me there. I share some charts and some other things there. And as well, we are doing some giveaways. So if you have not been following me there, please follow me on X. And I'm going to be doing some more giveaways. We've done some giveaways already. Also be subscribed to my YouTube channel and have a Sui wallet there as well, because we are sending out Sui coins via the Sui ecosystem. We've already done that. We're going to do some more coming up as we come into Christmas. As a big thank you to everybody out there in the Tribal Trades community. Of course, I can't give everybody a giveaway. I'd love to. We're just going to choose a few people at random there who are going to get some of those tokens in time for Christmas, or just after Christmas, or in the new year. We're going to be looking at doing that. Thank you so much. 10,000 strong community here on YouTube, 5,000 on the X platform. A big thank you to everyone. Much love to everyone. And so just really want to show my appreciation and love to every single one of you out there. Okay, so let's look at some of the altcoins before we jump into that most people define alt season as all altcoins going up nonstop for a few months straight. This obviously happened in 2017, happened in 2021 for a few months there. But of course, there are way more altcoins on the market. And of course, that may mean that some altcoins don't experience that. So we want to be positioned in the right altcoins. And I do my best to try and position myself in the best altcoins and then share those trades on here as well. And so let's jump into what I feel some of those altcoins that I'm trading, that I'm thinking about. Obviously, Sonic here, we had a bit of a bounce. Remember, I gave this trade at 2 cents in the Discord, and it went up 20,000% to almost $5. Big retracement back. I mean, there was a big dip here down to this around this $1.30 level. Again, in the Discord, I shared that $1.30 to $1.60 was the value zone to add more buys, and that came down here. We also saw it come down here into the $1.60 zone there. And of course, now we've retested off $2. If we do come back to that $2 range and it holds, that could be an entry there. Otherwise, back at around that $1.58, $1.44, $1.33, $1.25, all the way down to $1.07. I mean, I would literally put maybe little buys all the way down to $1.07 if we do retrace. Because remember that altcoin season historically is in January. So if that plays out as usual, there is a drop historically, Bitcoin has dropped in the first week of January. It's had a 30% retracement. Alts could take a little bit of a knock initially, and so there could be some more downside for alts. And then we see alts begin to take over for the subsequent months, and that's what's called, alt season one. So we need to just be aware of these things and to understand that, oh yeah, there are some altcoins at the 50-day moving average or at the 200 EMA or at this Fibonacci or at this resistance or at this support, but there could be some more downside, even though Bitcoin dominance has kind of flipped a little bit. And as you can see here, it's fairly bullish here on total number 2, which is all the altcoins minus Bitcoin. We're on the 50-day moving average. We've got the same thing on total 3 and on the others. And total 3 is minus Ethereum and Bitcoin, and the others is all the other altcoins minus the top 10. And so you can see here that how that has been playing out. And of course, you see Bitcoin dominance has also started to break down below the 50-day moving average. The 200 EMA on the daily, if it was to find support there and begin to move up, and we could see Bitcoin, if history repeats, Bitcoin has been bullish from Christmas Day through to the end of the year, and then has that dump historically around January 4th, January 5th, 5th, January 3rd, somewhere around that time in that first week of January. And so we need to be cautious that, let's just say that plays out. What that would look like is we could see altcoins just around this area, and we're just nibbling, picking up some buys just in case altcoins take off early. But if Bitcoin jumps in from December 25th onwards and Bitcoin dominance jumps with it, then altcoins could drop down. Okay, and then obviously come into the new year, Bitcoin taking a further dump could move altcoins down further. And then obviously then we could see the altcoins begin to rally and move. So there's just a couple of caution there that the bottom might not be in for some altcoins, but it might be because people might be front running the January play. They might be beginning to load up on their altcoins now, and there could be some bullishness leading into January for those altcoins. So just, I'm prepared for every scenario. I have my buys ready. I've done some buys already, and we'll do some more if need be. So that was Sonic there. Let's look at AI Fund. This is another one that I gave in the Discord. And so certainly there we could see there is a level of the Fibonacci there at about 6.5 cents. If that holds as support, that could be an entry. Otherwise, we're down at this 5-cent level or this 4-cent level there. That's where subsequent buys for me. And obviously, we could come all the way back, retrace this entire move down to this 2-cent level down there, this 2.5-cent level down there, and there is a wick down to 3 cents. So this is where I look to dollar cost average in on these buys, particularly because I am trading the probability that we will see that altcoin season in January. And so that's how I look to make that play. Now, but Banana Gun has been suffering a fair bit. It's under the 50-day moving average and under the 200 EMA on the daily. I look to have some buy orders down around here, around that $33 or $29 level, of course, or it could wait until it comes back above the 200 EMA on the daily or on this Fibonacci level here. Blub's been taking a little bit of a hammering. I would not like to see it lose this level here at around this, just under this 7078, 7079, 7077, around this level. If we were to lose that and then retest under that, that could be quite bearish for Blub, but could provide some opportunities there if you were looking to pick up some more Blub all the way down here at this 705 level there. That's where we could see it come all the way down to. Bonk's been really good. 200 EMA on the daily. It's held that. I picked up some more. That was sitting at around 4027. The 50-day moving average is sitting at about 4038 there, and we could see it work its way up to there. And again, I'm not discounting that there could be some more bleeding out time for these alts, but I'm historically buying these altcoins. Bitcoin at the 200 EMA on the daily, these stronger altcoins, has tended to work out. Deep there is a coin. Again, I get a lot of questions about this at around that 11-cent level. That's held so far as support. The 50-day moving average is all the way down at 7.5 cents. So that would be an area probably at 9.5 cents and 7.5 cents. I did pick this up all the way down at 5 cents. I have an order at 4 cents as well. So that's where I would be laddering my orders there 4 deep. Of course, remember, if it loses this level here, you can always stop out and enter at this level if it holds a support. But if it loses that level, you can stop out and enter down at this level here. This 50-day moving average, though, if it came down there, could be some nice support. Dogecoin there, it lost the 50-day moving average, but it has not come down to the 200 EMA on the daily. This 22-cent level there for Dogecoin, that would be my entry on there for Doge. Look, if it was to break back above the 50-day moving average, sitting at about 37 cents, that could be an entry on a break and a retest there. But I really am interested at this 22-cent level there if it was to come down there. Same for Ethereum, that 200 EMA on the daily down there at around $3,050 where it is currently. That's an area of interest for me. The 50-day moving average is at 345. 3 or 4, somewhere around there. If it was to break above that retest of support, that could be an entry there as well. But that's the 200 EMA is the area that I'm really interested in for these coins. Floki's right at it right now, so there's an entry right there at 4 zeros, or is it 3 zeros? 3017. There's an entry right there for Floki. If that holds, that's an entry. Obviously, if it loses that, then that would be a stop out. And I would say for all these coins at the 200 EMA, on the daily, if it was to lose that level, you could stop out at the same level. In fact, you could have stopped it out for Floki there, and then you could have got back in there. If it breaks and then a retest and rejects on the 200 EMA on the daily, that could be a place to also get out and then wait to get back in as it breaks back above retest as support. And that can be the same as the 50-day moving average as well. Even though this came down, there was a retest almost up to the 50-day moving average, so that could have been an exit there as well. HNT was a trade I gave yesterday as a buy at the 50-day, at the 200 EMA on the daily, and that's turned into a cracking trade because that was at $6.52, and now this is all the way up at $7.55 if you've gotten in there. It also, you could have been an entry here at the 50-day moving average at $7.13. This is why I shared this video yesterday about these coins and these levels and how historically these have tended to be good plays. Casper has suffered heavily here. I think that this 10-cent area here, if we lost this wick here, then we're going to be putting in a lower low. So if you're really bullish on Casper, even though they're way below the 50-day and the 200 EMA, it is crossing, and we are about to have a golden cross. So an entry here would be okay. However, if we lose this wick here, if we close below this wick, which is sitting at about, was the low, 11 cents there. So anything under 11 cents, and that would be an area you could stop out and maybe get even a little bit lower there. You don't want to lose that and create a lower low on there. So this is a very risky play here, but sometimes the reward can also be very high. The 50-day moving average for Ondo is $1.32. I'm pretty sure I've gotten a buy order down there and at the dollar mark at the 200 EMA on the daily. I'd hate to see a shoulder ahead and then a right shoulder there. That wouldn't be good for Ondo, and it has an unlock coming up as well. In January, Pepe, the 200 EMA is down at 4013 or a break above the 50-day moving average, 4019. Just remember, if we do see some downside, that's a long drop down to there. And so sometimes you just got to be careful. If it does break above it, it can be a fake out. As long as it retests and holds support, but it was to lose that, you may want to stop out and see if there's a level there. But we did find some support for Pepe at 4015, so that could be another area on the Fibonacci there. Okay, so the next one, Rendo. Rendo looks like it's if it can break above here, the 50-day moving average at $7.83, like HNT has done, retested support, there could be some good upside. That was an entry that I gave yesterday as well, and I bought some more Render at this price. That 200 EMA on the daily is sitting at about $6.80. Say is another one. If it can break above here on the 200 EMA on the daily and retest the support, that could be a nice entry around 45 or 46 cents. Obviously, if it fails there or breaks above and breaks back down, that would be a stop out on that. Or the 50-day moving average is at 54. You could actually take that trade from the 200 EMA to the 50-day moving average there. That could be a nice little trade if that works out. Solana, beautiful. I got some here at the 200 EMA on the daily. There's also the Fibonacci. That price is about 175. The Fibonacci is at 181. We have another Fibonacci coming up at 200, and the 50-day moving average is at 220. So that would be a great area. So far, that has been a boss hold for Solana, the 200 EMA on the daily there. Let's go to Susi. This is a brand new coin that's been listed on Mexi. This coin has done thousands of percent since it was given in the Discord. Okay, now it's been listed. Buy areas for me is around the 004 and 005 area. There's been some resistance here at the 007 area. So if you were swing trading, that could be a nice little swing from 004 to 007 or 005 to 007 or 008 there. And of course, if you're building a position for the long term, 004 and 005 would be the areas. Obviously, if we lost this wick here, which is sitting at, what is that low there sitting at? I believe it's about 004, around a close 00425. That was to be lost. You could look at maybe stopping out and then getting in a little bit lower for Susi. Sui has been an absolute boss. If we look at Sui, this is why I show you the 50-day moving average. Hit it like a boss. If you had a buy order there, you would have gotten in at $3.51 and ridden this all the way up to $4.92. Absolute monster trade there for Sui. Of course, the 200 EMA is miles away down here at $2.36. This has been one of the strongest tokens of this bull run. Of course, if we come back to the 50-day moving average, this is where I have buys loaded here. Also, maybe the Fibonacci here at around $3.89, $4.11 has held as a bit of a boss as well. And of course, if we come back to $4.36, if that holds, that could be an entry there as long as it holds. Of course, if it loses that, you want to stop out of it. But above here at $4.61, $4.62 area, and which it has maybe poked its head above and then come back down. And again, maybe that could be an area. But we could see some more downside for alts. I don't know if we're out of the woods yet for alts, if this is just a little bit of a fake out, or people are just trying to front run. Tau, what an area this could have been. Look at this. It tagged this green Fibonacci level right here. This was a big line in the sand that we needed to hold here for Tau, and that held beautifully. But any buy orders around 405, 410 would have got filled there. And of course, it's already back up to almost $500. In fact, it did go over $500. Absolutely incredible. The 200 EMA on the daily is there at 454. So if that holds, that could be an entry. There's a Fibonacci there. If that gets lost, you could stop out there, and then you could look at entering somewhere between the 400 and there's a Lux Algo right up to 440. And there's been support at this Lux Algo area, by the way, there. All right, let's look at one of the other coins that I want to look at, Virtual. This is a token that I gave in the Discord at $2.61-ish, $2.64, somewhere around there. Also at $2.41. I said if that level got lost, this could be an entry here. And obviously that even turned out to be all the way down at this $2 level that have now identified. I'm going to put a trend line of support there. That would be another entry there as well. And so I would look, if this was to come down, there could be entries there at that $2.60 level, $2.40, maybe that $2 level as well. And there are some levels further down there around that $1.35. I'm not sure if we'll come down and tag those or not. This is the AI agent space. I already shared about AI Fund that I shared about in the Discord, and that made some good gains. I've shared out Virtual in the Discord. That's made some incredible gains as well so far. And so there's some areas there. Obviously, this yellow line here is that area identified at around that $2.62, $2.61 area there. That could be a good entry for the Virtuals token. We'll look at one more there. Let's look at Zeus. One more that's kind of flown a little bit of under the radar there, but this is Bitcoin on Solana. It's hard not to be bullish about that. This area looks here at 64 cents. Or the 50-day moving average is sitting at 55. There's a Fibonacci at 52, and the 200 EMA is down at 42. That would be the levels that I would look to load up on some Zeus, and this could turn out to be quite good. Obviously, if we drew a trend line here, we'd need to break out of the top of that. I'll probably add that later. That's all we have time for today. I've done a full lightning round out there for altcoins at some possible levels. If we get a dip down, if we get a little bit more of a drop, there's some levels there that I'm looking and interested in, and I have some buys already and may add some buys coming into this Christmas season. And as always, until the next episode, which is going to be Christmas Day, I'm just going to do one show on Christmas Day. Of course, many of you are already celebrating Christmas already, and some of you may be watching this the next day. Merry Christmas to everybody, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, happy trading.